Hello YouTube, welcome to Sin City Living. I'm Jason and I'll be your host for today's episode. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We have content coming out weekly in all aspects of casino, gambling, casino operations, and Las Vegas living in general. So today we're going to go over a strategy called the 3-point Molly system. 3-point Molly system can be used in a couple of different ways. The most common way deals with come bets. So typically the player will have a pass line bet, let's say a $10 pass line bet. And then once there is a point, we'll just say the 9. We'll say the 9 rolls, so now we have a point. So this player is going to place odds. So we'll do a 3-4-5 system. So we'll say that they can do 4 times their odds, which means that they are going to do 40 odds. Now, at this point, player will place a come bet. Now, the 3-point Molly system, there's a couple of variations. There's the 2-point Molly and the 3-point Molly. Both of them have about equal popularity, I suppose, with players. And what it means is that they're going to go onto 3 numbers. So as the dice will roll, and say a 4 rolls. So this come bet will travel to the 4. The player is going to place odds. Now at a 3-4-5 table, that means they're allowed $30 in odds. So the player will throw in $30. And they will get 30 odds. So now, since they are on 1 point, they're going to place another come bet. Dice are going to roll again. Let's say a 6 rolls. So the 6 will travel into the come bet will travel into the 6. The player is going to throw in their odds. 3, 4, 5. That means they can do $50 in odds. So the player will throw in $50 and receive their odds. Next, the player is going to put another come bet down. Now, let's say this time the 8 rolls. So they're going to come on in there. They're going to throw their odds in, get 50 odds, and now they're going to stand fast. They're not going to put another come bet in. It's called the 3-point Molly. They have 3 points. Some players will stop at 2 points and then wait. Others will go up to 3 points and then wait. And then you have your come bet players that are going to have a come bet all the time. But the 2-point Molly and the 3-point Molly run with either 2 or 3 points, and then they just stop. Now at this point, if something were to hit, let's say the 4 hits, okay? So this 30 odds is going to pay you $60 plus the $10 flat bet. So they're going to get paid $70, and their come bet is going to come off. It gets placed out here where the come is, and the player will then collect their money, and they will leave another come bet out because they only have 2 right now. They want to stay with 3. Okay, that's why it's called the 3-point Molly. Let's say a 6 rolls. Well, again, they're going to get paid $70. Because 50 pays 60 plus the 10 is 70. So they're going to get paid $70, but they're going to be off and on for $70. And they're going to leave that come bet out there. Now, the reason some people play this as a 2-point Molly system is they don't want to have too much on the table in the event of a bad streak. Point 7 out, or point a couple of numbers 7 out. The problem with come bets is it has to hit twice in order to get paid. Once to set the number where your come bet travels in, then you throw in your additional money for your place bets, and then a second time in order for it to win. So some people don't like to have too much on the table, so they may only stop at 2. If they have 2 come bets, they may not put a come bet out there. That's called a 2-point Molly. And then they're just going to stand fast and wait until something wins. And then once something wins, they're going to put another come bet out. Now, the downside to either one of these, there's a few downsides. If you see my video on come bets versus place bets and the odds, plus the amount of money that you have to have out on the table at any given moment. But one of the downsides to this is when the same number hits after you've hit your stop point. So let's say you're running a 2-point Molly system, so you're only going to have 2 come bets that travel 2 numbers. Now, let's say the 6 hits. So that 6 is going to pay the $70, and then it's going to be off for $70. So now the player is going to go, okay, well, I only have 1 point, so I need to have my second point out there. So now they have to have a come bet out there again. And what that means is if the 6 rolls again, rolls for a 3rd time, they're not going to get paid anything, because now it has to travel in, and the player has to go ahead and give us their odds. So it actually has to hit a 4th time in order for it to get paid. So that's why some players don't do the Molly system, but will actually have a come bet out all the time. That way, once numbers start rolling, if they hit a decent roll, they're going to get paid every single time. They're going to have an off and on situation where they're constantly getting paid. And whereas other players will stand fast on their 2 points or 3 points. it kind of becomes the difference, the philosophical difference of what are you looking for? Are you looking for a huge roll where you make a ton of money, or are you looking to just survive the smaller rolls and on the medium rolls just make a little bit? Because if you hit one of those situations where you hit maybe a 10-minute roll, and I'll see this fairly often, hit a nice little 10-minute roll, and the player that is playing a 2 or 3 point Molly system, they're going to make a decent bit of money. The problem is they're going to be missing out on the numbers where they don't have points, and they're going to be missing out on the spots where they come off and then have to wait to go back on. So they will only get paid generally 1 in 3, 1 in 4 rolls, maybe a little bit less. Whereas the player that has all the numbers all the way across and say place bets, or is doing come bets on every single roll, is getting paid every single roll. Everything has a plus and minus. The players that are across, they might be making less because they started out with, say, 54 across. So they have less per number. So while this player is getting paid $70 if it hits the second time, this player is only getting paid $14 the first time and the second time for a total of $28. And if they're pressing, they're taking even less money back. And now if they're starting off with, say, 270 across or 540 across, then that's going to be an entirely different story. Then they're going to be getting paid a pretty decent amount. So there's pluses and minuses to both methods, however you want to do it. Now, there's a variation of it that simply goes the other direction. And in this variation of, say, a 2 point Molly system, once there is a point, and oftentimes players that play this version, they won't have a line bet, a pass line, or a don't pass. Some may have a don't pass, but most have nothing. Once there's a point set, they're going to go to the don't come. Whatever rolls, let's say a 4 rolls. So this don't come is going to transfer to the 4. Now at that point, this player is likely going to lay odds. Okay? So their maximum lay on a 3, 4, 5 table is going to be $60. So they lay their $60. And they only have one, they're only behind one number. They're going to do a second one. So let's say 6 rolls. Now, once again, their maximum lay is going to be $60. On a 3, 4, 5 table, maximum lay is always going to be 6 times the flat bet, because you're only allowed to win your 3, 4, 5. So triple here means you can only win $30. 5 times here means you can only win $50. 6 times the flat bet will always lead to the maximum on a 3, 4, 5 table, 3, 4, 5 table only. Now, if they're running a 2 point Molly, at this point they stop. They have nothing else, and they're just waiting for a 7 out. If they're running a 3 point Molly, then they might put another come bet out there and have that one travel to wherever it may travel to, let's say the 8, and then they're going to stand fast. And they're just waiting for a 7 out. Or a 7 winner, let's say the 9 rolls, we're going to come out. Well, the thing about the don't comes is that they are always working, versus if they had a come bet out, only the flat bet would be working, the odds would not be working. So with the don't come, now they're just waiting for that 7 to roll. Now, the difference between the 3 point Molly on the don't come versus the come is what happens if the same number rolls. Let's say this player is running a 2 point Molly. Now, if there was a come bet out, if there were 2 come bets, they would just stand fast. If the 6 rolls again, they would get paid, and then they would put another come bet out. With the don't come, if the 6 rolls and they go down behind, a lot of don't come players at this point are still going to stop. They're not going to put another don't come out. They're not looking to have 2 don't comes behind at all times. They're looking to make 2 don't come bets, and that's it. Or make 3 don't come bets if they're a 3 point Molly player, and that's it. Then they're just going to stand fast. Because the don't come player needs to worry about a hot roller, whereas the come player is looking for a hot roller, someone who's going to roll a medium number of rolls and hit the same points multiple times. The don't come player is looking for the shorter rolls. So if the player starts hitting the same numbers over and over and over again, it looks like it could turn into a pretty decent roll. The don't come player wants nothing to do with that. They want to stay out of that hand. So they're likely to do their 2 points or their 3 points, however many they want to do, and then stand fast. And if they need to, they stand fast. If, let's say, the 4 rolls. So this one goes down behind, and now they no longer have any bets out whatsoever. This player is likely to stand fast until the next shooter. Even if a winner comes, and then we set another point, they're probably not going to go back into the don't come. They're going to wait for the next shooter. They want to make sure this isn't one of those shooters that goes on an epic, great roll. So that is the 2 and 3 point Molly system. Thank you, YouTube, for watching. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. We have weekly content coming out, and we will catch you next time.